Hey, Pretty Girl Club. I have another Exotical Storytime for you today. Be sure to email your stories to exoticalsunited@gmail.com. It's very important for us to get our stories heard, and now we have an audience of over 12,000 people. So if you want to tell your story, be sure to email it to me. But let's go ahead and get into it. She says, "Thank you for your channel. I feel like it's a space where I can be my authentic self and learn how to navigate life. I befriended an unambiguous dark-skinned woman a few years ago, and we built a friendship based on our religious views. I know that in religious circles, dating, marriage, and relationships can be a minefield to navigate. This particular friend of mine is almost 40 and has never had any of her boyfriends take her on a date. Wow, that's red flag number one, but okay. She has had her eye on this guy for over 10 years that has not made an effort to pursue her. I definitely think religion can turn women into pick-me's. This has been a sore spot in our friendship because over time, she has seen me go on dates with men. They will give me rides to the beach, pay for dinners, and be gentlemen. I would mention when a guy would ask me out, plan a date, and she would get silent. One time she mentioned that she gets jealous when I mention the dates I go on. I mention them because I'm open, but I also mention them to encourage her to let go of this guy and to let her know that going on a date is not a sensual thing. Last summer, she took me on a birthday brunch. I mentioned my dates with two guys, and she stated angrily, "You've been hanging out with a lot of men lately." I was shocked. I felt like she was jealous and didn't understand how I can get asked out on dates when I'm not as godly as her. She also didn't understand how these dates did not lead to sex. It was in that moment that it became clear that she always saw me as competition. My mom even said, "If you get married before her, she will not be happy for you." It turns out she may be right. I dropped her home, she doesn't have a car, and we didn't speak for weeks. I eventually sent her a text saying I wanted to talk about our last interaction, but she made an excuse as to why she can't meet up. It's so funny how our phenotype and existence, people immediately assume the worst of us. Thank you for your informative content. Keep our image alive. Yeah, I've noticed that when people are jealous of your beauty or they're jealous of your phenotype or they feel like you are getting way more male attention than them, this causes them to try to slut shame you, even if you're not sleeping with anybody. Like, they will call you all kinds of bitches and hoes and sluts when it's like literally all I did was go on a date and now I'm a hoe. If you guys look at my other storytime videos, a lot of you guys have gone through this where people stereotype you. Even your own family members, in some cases, have tried to assume that you must be sneaking out and hanging out with a guy. You must be fucking some guy. You must be like doing something with a guy. And it's like, no, just because I can get guys or just because you think that I'm pretty or you think that a lot of guys like me, that doesn't mean that every encounter I have with a guy is just something sexual or that I'm somehow thirsty or a pick-me or that I think I'm better or that I'm just constantly being a groupie over these men. Have you ever noticed this? Like, if you get a lot of male attention, people tend to stereotype you as being some sort of groupie or, you must have had to put out in order to get that kind of attention. And it's like, no, just because you feel like you have to put out to get attention, that doesn't mean that all women are doing the same thing. But have any of you guys ever experienced this? What do you ladies think? Let me know in the comment section and I'll talk to you next time. Stay pretty, ladies.